I hope you guys are doing well and having the most incredible day. As always, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, we're going to be going through all of the books I read throughout February. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I didn't have the most incredible reading month. I feel like I started off really well, I was going through books relatively quickly, and then towards the end of the month, I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know whether Onyx Storm put me in a slump. I know it's put a lot of you guys in a reading slump, and I don't know whether that was the case for me, but I kind of slowed down on my reading towards the end of the month. So I read 8 books in the month of February, which to some of you guys might seem like a lot. To some of you guys it might seem like hardly anything. For me, 8 books is the bare minimum that I like to read in a month. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's go through the 8 books I read throughout February. I hope you guys enjoy and carry on watching. Okay, so the first book I picked up in the month of February was The Way I Am Now by Amber Smith. The main reason I picked this one up in February was because I read The Way I Used to Be last month. I did really enjoy that book. However, this is essentially like the second in a series, so it kind of follows on from the first book where a lot of traumatic things happened for the main character, and I feel like this book didn't have to be this thick for starters. I mean, it was over 400 pages, but I also just feel like the actual overall outcome of this book could have just been summarised in an epilogue in book 1, if that makes sense. So if you don't want to see any spoilers, please just skip ahead a little bit. But basically, in the first book, our main character does go through an episode of sexual assault. So basically it focuses on how she changes as a person when she goes through that, but also her kind of journey into confiding in people and going through that. So it's quite a deep topic, and definitely one which I would find really hard to read if I didn't expect it. But also, this is in the YA section. Like, tell me why this is in the YA section in Waterstones. Anyway, moving on. So this book is essentially her going to trial quite a while after it happened, and that is the main premise of the book. Like, it's a very long book for that situation. Like, I do feel like, as I said, it could have been summarised in an epilogue, but also I believe this book was released relatively a good while after book 1, so maybe that's why I didn't like it so much. I don't know. I gave it a 3-star. I think it was a really nice ending to the series. If another one came out, I probably wouldn't go ahead and read it. It kind of gave you that bit of closure that you do need and do want from book 1, but again, it wasn't necessarily necessary for it to be 400 pages. So yeah, I gave it a 3-star, and I'm happy I read it, but I probably wouldn't read it again. The next book I finished in February was Filthy Rich Vampires for Eternity Now. Me and this book, I gave it a 2-star. Guys, when I tell you I wanted to love this book, I just didn't love it. So I gave the first book in this series a 4-star, I'm pretty sure, even a 5-star. Like, I absolutely just ate the whole thing up. It was so good. It was spicy. It was a vampire romance. It was a billionaire vampire spicy romance. Like, how could I not enjoy it? But this one, it was getting a bit more political, and it was getting a bit more war-based, I suppose, and I just wasn't interested. I don't know whether it was because I left it quite a long time between books 3 and book 4, which is why I didn't love it, but I just didn't love this book. I can't really tell you guys too much about it because it is the 4th book in a series, but essentially this series is about a girl who is human and she ends up falling in love with a vampire, and it kind of goes from there, like the kind of I want to be a vampire, oh but you can't. Imagine Twilight but spicy, billionaire, but also it has things like sirens and werewolves and shapeshifters and that kind of thing in it. Like, that is this sort of series, and it is good. I just feel like I definitely left it too long between book 3 and book 4, and I also listened to book 3 on audio, so maybe that's why I kind of lost touch. I don't know, but yeah, this one was a 2-star read. Not my fave. It also took me from, I'm not even joking, Christmas Day to finish this. Christmas Day last year to finish this book. I just didn't want to pick it up. I was picking it up, reading like 3 pages and then putting it down. It took me so long. The next book I picked up in February was my absolute favourite book I have read possibly this year. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I did it. I don't know why it took me so long to read this. This is, I can't even describe it to you. This is such a good book. I did actually film an entire reading vlog on reading this book because I just knew that I was gonna love it, and I wanted to capture those moments, capture that experience. So if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you go give it a watch. But this book, if you have been umming and ahhing about this series, this is your sign. Please read it. Essentially, without giving too much away in this story, you've got Tori and and Darcy. They are human girls who basically get summoned to go to this school where people with magical powers basically go, and it turns out they both have magical powers and they have gone to this school for a reason. I'm not going to tell you too much because going into this blind was so good. So they basically go to this school, they go for a specific reason, and they have to complete the school to get something. That's all I'm going to say. Also, I will say, like, the bullying in this book is insanely high. Like, some of it was just so insane to read. Like, I just couldn't believe what I was reading, especially because I know full well that some of the characters in this book are love interests in the future books, and I just don't know how it's going to go from that to that. Like, I can't see it kind of meshing. So I'm so excited to dive into the next book, and I just cannot wait. So that was the next book I read. Obviously gave it a 5-star. Like, I devoured this. It was so good. I didn't want it to end. I just cannot wait to kind of complete the series, go through more of it, and just find out more. So yeah, this was the next book I read, and again, I just ate it up. It was incredible. The next book I picked up is a bit of a random one, but I basically listened to it on audiobook, and I just needed like a fluffy, light, easy read to get me through after Zodiac Academy. So that is Charlie, Love and Clichés by Ella Mays. I've got so many of her books and I haven't read any of them. Apart from this one, I thought, you know what, it's about time, let's pick it up. So this one is about a girl called Charlie who essentially goes on a date with somebody years ago, and then they kind of lose touch for a specific reason, and then essentially her dad, who she works for, hires this guy to basically run her team. So she has a new boss, and it turns out to be the guy she went on a date with. Does that make sense? Anyway, it's a really good book. It wasn't anything special, I would say. Like, I wouldn't probably pick it up again. I gave it a 3-star. Like, it was a good book. I'd recommend, especially if like you're going on holiday and you want something light, fluffy, airy, something that you haven't got to stress about while you're reading. Like, this is a really good book for that. I loved the writing style. I loved the romance. I loved the kind of connections between the characters, and I found it really easy to listen to, but I wouldn't say it deserves more than a 3-star because I wasn't hooked. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I gave this one a 3-star. As I said, I'm not going to tell you too much about it again because I don't know whether you guys like for me to go in depth into books when I do reviews. Let me know down below, but I just don't like to spoil it, so I'll hold the back up so you guys can have a read if you want to. But yeah, if you're looking for like a fluffy, light-hearted, easy romance, I do recommend. The writing style was really good. The next book I finished in February. I actually started in January, but I only just got around to finishing it, and that is of course Onyx Storm. Now, I'm going to give you 0 spoilers because I feel like if you read this book knowing what happens at the end, it is going to completely spoil it and it won't hit the same. So, without spoiling it, this is the 3rd book in a trilogy. You've got Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and now Onyx Storm. Onyx Storm's ending is the most insane cliffhanger I have ever read in my life, and the fact that Rebecca Yarros isn't even planning on writing book 4 yet, like, what do you mean? Because I need to know. Like, I need to know what happens. So this is book 3. I cannot tell you anything about this book other than if you like dragons, fantasy, world building, the concept of like a war, also powers and strengths, abilities, romance, like, you will devour this series. It was a 5-star book, obviously. This entire series has been a 5-star series for me, and I just absolutely love it, and I need book 4, but I feel like, again, it's going to be such a massive wait between books 3 and book 4 that I'm going to need to like reread or recap or something because I just love it. It's just so good. And can we just talk about the artwork? I'm sorry. Oh, it's beautiful. 5 stars, just perfect. The next book I picked up, I'm not gonna lie, was probably the book which shocked me the most. I did not expect to love this book as much as I did. I love the characters, I love the spice, I love the romance, I loved the kind of found family. I loved this book a lot. I actually gave this one a 4-star, and that is of course The Best Friend Bargain by Crystal Caswell. Now, I have basically been filming a reading vlog, so this is going to be featured in that, so I'm not going to give you guys too many spoilers or sneak peeks about my thoughts, but all you need to know is this is a kind of miscommunication, best friend, fake dating, spicy, plus-size, influencer, tattoo artist, romance. Like, how can you not love that? This book was so good. Again, I gave it a 4-star. It was such just a whirlwind of a book. I absolutely loved it. I loved some of the characters. I hated some of the characters, and I will be carrying on with this series. It's a 5-book series, and I need to get the rest of the series ASAP because this was so good. I'm not going to tell you anything else. Go and watch the video when it comes out. It's so good, and yeah, it was amazing. Moving on to a book which actually disappointed me a little bit, and that is The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. I instantly thought, it's Abby Jimenez, it's going to be a 5-star read. No. This one was actually a 3-star read, and I'll tell you for why with very light spoilers because I don't want to spoil it, but also this again is going to be featured in the reading vlog with that book as well. But this book essentially was utter annoyance and just miscommunication to the point of like I wanted to take the book and slam it onto my face. Like, the miscommunication in this book was annoying. Like, all they had to do was have a conversation. And it was so annoying. Anyway, then this bit shattered my heart into a million pieces. I did not see it coming. I had tears in my eyeballs, and then the end was like, oh yeah, I kind of saw that coming also. So it was just a whirlwind. This section in here, wonderful. Heartbreaking but wonderful, drew me in. I was emotionally attached to the characters, and I would absolutely love for another one of the books in the series to be about a character in specific. She begins with an S. I won't give it away. I need her story. But yeah, heartbreaking but annoying. That's what I'm going to say about this one. Essentially, to not give it away, this one is about a girl called Kristen who hires a guy called Josh to be a carpenter. She meets him through a circle of friends, and then she ends up basically having feelings for him. He has feelings for her. She has a boyfriend also, anyway, and she also has a health issue, which then means she doesn't want to be with Josh, who's the new carpenter guy. All a bit confusing. I have spoken about this in a lot more detail on that video that I will upload soon. Just annoying, infuriating, 3-star. But read it, you know, great read. And last but definitely not least, although I guess it is kind of least because this is one of the lowest rated books I read all throughout February, and that is Funny Feelings by Tahara Jewett. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm not actually sure. Now, the cover, so cute. So adorable, really drew me in. Also, I have seen so many people love this book, and I was like, I need it. Like, it's short, it's sweet, she's floppy. You know what I mean? Like, so comfortable. I just found this really boring. I won't lie to you. So basically, this is about a girl called, what is even her name? I can't even remember. Farley, that's her name. And she is a comedian, and she has a manager called Maya, or Maya. I think it's Maya, I'm not actually sure. Who they end up fake dating for a specific reason, and I just wasn't interested. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, I wasn't bothered. Like, I feel like the outcome was obvious. The plot twists weren't really in there. Obviously, there's like that average, you know, like 3rd act breakup. It was just not a bit of me. And I have read another book by this author as well, and again, I didn't love it. So maybe it is just this specific author that I don't like. I don't know. What I will say though, the cover, so cute. Every single cover by this author, so cute. And that is the one I've also read there. I do own this one. I will read it, but it's such a shame because I just feel like everybody that read this book on BookTok, on BookTube, like absolutely loved it, and I just didn't. I wasn't bothered. So that was the last book I read in Feb, which was a shame because it just wasn't my favourite. So those are all of the books I read throughout the month of February. I would love to know down below, what was your top read this month? Because I feel like mine, it has to be Zodiac Academy. Even though I loved and devoured Onyx Storm, I feel like Zodiac Academy, it just hit. Like, it was so good. So that was my favourite. I would love to know yours down below. If you guys haven't yet subscribed, please do. We have some really incredible and fun videos coming up in the next month, which I cannot wait for you guys to see, so make sure you subscribe. And yeah, that is everything. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.